Okay, this is the second Bob Kills Everybody devlog, still completely unscripted and still completely unrehearsed. I have set up a little bit of the level editor, not as much as I wanted to get done, but I can press E to enter editor mode, I can pan the world around like this, and I can create these walls, I can change which wall I'm selecting, I can delete them, and all of that works pretty well. The next thing I'm going to try to do is make it possible to actually resize the walls. So yeah, that's not as much as I wanted to get done, but at least that is something. I've been spending a lot of this time trying to figure out sort of how the level editor system is going to work. So what I did was I created this type of object called an archetype, and the archetype essentially, it just contains a name and the function that actually creates that thing into the world, and then each archetype is put into an array at a certain index, and I have two arrays, one for geography, or like geological elements, and one for non-geological elements like people. So yeah, that means I can reference various types of objects just sort of by an index, and I can pass these indexes through files with just the bare number of variables that I need set, like their position, or like the width and length of resizable objects like walls. So that's gonna make things a heck of a lot easier. Within the editor, the representation of a game entity is something called an editor entity, which just contains whether it's a resizable object, its type, which is the index in the archetype array, and its position within the world. And I also have an extended version of that, which adds width and length for geological elements. So yeah, anyway, so far I'm fairly happy with how I've programmed this, though there are still some atrocities being committed. This is kind of messy, and I don't like it, and I need to change it. And the worst offender, I think, is probably here, where we have 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of indentation at most, which is... I'm trying to go for no more than 3 layers of indentation, and preferably not even reaching that many too often. But so far, it is still, like, pretty readable, so I'm not super worried about it. But there are a lot of things that I'm going to have to change. I think, because I have the editor set up as... what is it? Yeah, it's an actual struct in the world with some things set, but like for some reason the entity list is just a global variable, like it's not actually in the editor. I might make this a constructor and actually move a lot of the functions into it, just so I don't have to keep passing the editor into the function over and over, because it's not like I'm going to have more than one editor at any given point. So I think that should be okay. I don't know. I'm gonna change a lot. The next time... By next week, I'm hoping to essentially have a functional level editor, if not exactly a pretty level editor. I want to be able to, like, place all of the things, resize things, have, like, floors and distinct rooms of the game, and that sort of things. And various quality of life features that I want my level editor to have. So yeah, we'll see what I have done by then. The next devlog should come out sometime on the 28th.